got world team member at 74 kilos, Jordan Burroughs, in Colorado Springs for camp. How's camp going?
Camp's going well. I think that everyone's making progressions in small areas that are just going to help us fine-tune and refresh what we already know. It's been, man, 10 days here. We've been here. And so, you know, the journey is always difficult when you're within it because it's hard work, you're losing weight, you're staying in the dorms, right? You're eating the same meals daily, you're away from your family. But I think that this refinement process is really going to help us be mentally focused when we go out to Budapest.
You're heading into your 6th World Championships?
6 Worlds.
6 World Championships. How are you feeling going in this time?
I feel good. It's a little bit different dynamic of what I've had in the past, but I think I feel extremely well in terms of my ability to wrestle at my highest level. I've been wrestling well in camp. I've had amazing training partners, David Taylor, Zahid Valencia, James Green, guys that I've been working with that are the best guys in the world. So surely I feel like I'm in a really good place to perform at my highest level and to go out there and compete at my best and hopefully bring home another gold.
You said it's a different dynamic this time. What's different about it?
I'm just older, you know, a little bit older, but a little wiser, a little bit more of a veteran, more savvy, a little more intelligent as an athlete and as a human being. But I also think that the dynamics have changed because of the circle surrounding me. The one constant has been James Green and Kyle Snyder over the last 4 years. Those guys have made 4 world teams in a row and they're wrestling really well. But having teammates like David Taylor and Kyle Bake, who were essentially my opponents for a long period of time, to be able to rub shoulders with those guys and for us to be back to back to back is really, we're forced to be reckoned with. But also, it helps me improve at a really astounding level because I have to look at those guys to the left and right of me in the wrestling room and elevate myself if I hope to still be able to compete at a high level.
You've done it all. You've won pretty much everything there is to win. What keeps you motivated?
I'm getting close to John. All right, I'm really close to tying the all-time record in American history, and that pushes me. And there are a lot of other reasons, a lot less, you know, temporal. I think really for me is just maximizing my potential and being a good steward of the gifts that I've been blessed with. I wasn't blessed with a ton of talents in life, but wrestling was one thing that I was able to do really well. And so I put all my eggs in one basket. Fortunately, those eggs hatched 5 of them so far, and I'm hoping that I can get another one in Budapest in a few weeks.
You've mentioned your age before this year.
Yeah.
You turned 30 recently. What keeps you successful at an age where guys are winning titles a lot younger now?
Yeah, nutrition, belief, confidence, great coaching staff, great family. Like most of the people, I'm the only guy on the team with kids, right? So people aren't doing what I'm doing. When John was winning titles, he didn't have kids, right? Kyle, he doesn't have kids. A lot of these guys that are doing what I'm attempting to do have a lot more freedom and their ability to maneuver the world and their practice schedule with flexibility that I don't necessarily possess. And that was a choice of my own, right? Not at all knocking those guys. But it's different. It's different. I am older, but I still feel good. I think if you looked at it in the general sense of things, I recover a little bit slower. Maybe my metabolism is slowed just a tad bit, but I think I still feel good. I'm wrestling really well. I feel really strong. And 30 years old or not, there's still very few people in the world that can beat me in a wrestling match.
Let's turn toward Budapest. Obviously, the elephant in the room is going to be a potential matchup between you and Chamizo again,
Sure.
3rd time this year. It can happen at any time. It's not really.
Yeah,
you guys aren't really going to be.
Kind of stinks.
Yeah.
But so could Sajaliah Snyder.
Right. Exactly.
You know, I think UWW has to work through some kinks in their system to really determine who the best guys are outside of ranking tournaments. It's obvious that Chamizo and I are the best guys at the weight class. It's obvious Snyder and Sajaliah are the best guys at the weight class. But if everything goes the way we desire it to go, then the 4 of us will all be on opposite sides of the bracket and we'll all meet in the finals. And Sajaliah Snyder will wrap it up again and we'll be world champs for the 2nd time in a row.
Right. When you look at a potential matchup with Chamizo, obviously everyone says I just look at the guy that's in front of me, but is there any kind of different preparation for him considering you have a recent loss to him?
Well, I think he's the standard of the weight class. He's taken a couple of losses, but he's very difficult to wrestle for anyone. And so he's one of those guys. He could lose right away or he could dominate his way through to the finals. And not that he's inconsistent, but he has a wrestling style that where he takes a lot of risk. It's very risky. And so it'll be interesting to see the way things pan out. I'm really trying to prepare for myself to be the best possible, but there are also fine tunes and tweaks that I've made just according to his style. Going back and watching the videos of the matches that we wrestled in New York City and then in Turkey, like, okay, here's what he did, here's how he was able to exploit you, here's the positions that he beat you in. Let's sharpen up on these. Let's stay disciplined, focus throughout an entire match. If you can do these things well, you'll be able to run through everyone that you compete against.
Very cool. Got a couple new guys on the team this year, 3 to be exact. What would be some advice you would give to those guys going to their first senior world championships?
Believe that it's possible. Anything is really possible. When I was making my first team in 2011, everyone said I was the youngest guy on the team with the least amount of freestyle experience, and I was just basically a folk-style wrestler with a double leg. And then I became the face of USA Wrestling after winning my first world championship, beating the reigning 2-time world champion, Dennis Sargouche. Anything is possible. These guys are well prepared. They believe in their abilities. They've wrestled at an extremely high level. They're good at what they do. They're professionals. They don't cut a ton of weight. It's the perfect scenario. We were world champs last year. We expanded the amount of weight classes we've had, and we've been able to add Kyle Dake and David Taylor into the lineup. Like, that only benefits us and hurts the world. Very confident in what this team's capabilities are.
Yeah, so going off of that, how much of a motivator is it for you personally, the chance to repeat as team champs?
Well, it's big time. I always want to win. The last time I was in Budapest, I was the only medalist in 2013 on all of Team USA. Now, fast forward 5 years later, 2018, we've got a score of medalists, right? Like, everyone on our team has a legitimate chance to be a medalist and a world champion. And I don't think I speak loosely when I say those type of things. Like, I think we really have a solid team. And so for us, everyone's a certified champion. My level's always elevated, regardless of my teammates or my opponent. But I think that with these guys around me, it really just gives a sense of we're in the best place we've been in a long time. And you just walk with more swagger, more confidence, knowing that the guys on both sides of you are going to do what's necessary. You just do what you can. If you do your best job, those guys are going to take care of business. We're going to be world champs again.
A lot of the rest of the world is coming after the USA because they want that top spot. What's key for us in order to win again?
Focus, discipline, humility. I think that we have to remain in a place where we are focused on our performance and not on the outcome. It's easy to go out in Budapest and say, okay, well, we have something to protect. We were world champs last year and we're highly ranked. We won a bunch of tournaments this year. We need to protect whether it's our reputation or our ranking or our integrity. Really, for our guys, we have to just stay focused on the task at hand. Win the next position, score the next point, beat the next opponent. Don't look forward, only look at what's right in front of you. And if you can do that, I think that we're gonna be really good. We're gonna be really good.
Just a couple more for you. Like we said earlier, going into your 6th World Championships, been to a couple Olympics. Is there anything that like maybe gets you still nervous before this, or anything that...
I'm always nervous, but I don't really feel it right now because we're still quite a way out. I think we're like 24 days or something like that, 24, 25 days. So I'm not nervous. It hasn't really hit me yet what I'm preparing for, but in the daily routine of practice, like if we do a simulation match, I still get nervous. Just because I know what's at stake. And for me, it's the potential to be one of the greatest wrestlers this country has ever seen. And I don't take that title lightly. I really want to do this in the best way possible. And I feel that if I can train at a high level every single day and really commit to make the sacrifices that are necessary to be the best, but also not sabotaging my performance by thinking too much into what I have lying ahead of me. Like, yes, it's World Championships, it's a big event, everyone's watching, there are high expectations, but I'm very well prepared for everything that I'm gonna do. So my confidence has come from my preparation, and I'm capable of being a world champion.
Last one, who's coming to Budapest with you, family-wise?
My wife, just Lauren. She's my road dog, so she's everywhere. If I'm competing overseas, she's typically there. So we're gonna leave the babies back in Jersey at the crib with my parents. We're gonna go out, hopefully bring home a gold, stay for a couple days later and celebrate. We're gonna take a trip to Barcelona, and then we're back to pick up the babies in Jersey soon, shortly after. So it's gonna be fun, man. I'm just such a peaceful place in my life where losing and winning don't mean as much to me as they once did, because I just have so much that I find my identity in outside of my occupation. But I'm a competitor, so I still want to win. Like it doesn't change the way I perform, but it changes the way that I allow winning and losing to affect me afterward, right? And I think that's really good for me. I need that. I really need that. I think about where I was in 2016 in Rio, immediately following my performance, just the devastation and the sadness and the darkness, to now, and taking multiple losses since then. Just like I only had two from when I started my career in 2011 all the way to 2016. I only had 2 losses, right? And since 2016, I had 2 losses, right? So in 2 years, I've had 2. In 5 years, I only had 2. So for me, it's just like, it's part of the journey. You win some, you lose some. But when you get an opportunity to compete at the World Championships, people just remember the golds. So you go out there and you give your best shot, you try to win. If not, come back next year and try to do it all over again.
Awesome. Thanks, Jordan.
Absolutely.